Hello, my name is Davon Tatum.
I'm LaTonya Swan. This is Acknowledge the Hero.
Did that? We'll know when we listen back to it. Yeah.
The figure was definitely in there.
It reminded me of, that's how we should start the episode, where shows with just sirens and shit going on. But it's this scene on Fade to Black, which is a Jay-Z movie if people don't know. And it's like these girls freestyling outside of Madison Square Garden. And her friend is hyping her up with the beatbox, and she's like, like, it's the funniest shit ever. Like, Jay-Z had them laughing like, fuck, that's why he put it in this movie. Like,
somebody found it funny.
She trying to rap over. Yes. Like, she was really trying to rap over that.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I feel real off, y'all, just to let y'all know my Acknowledge the Hero headphones, they broke.
Snap.
They snapped in half.
How did they break?
I had them on because I was like editing videos and stuff, and I picked up linen and it was like wrapped up in him, so I tried to take them off and it just snapped. Like it was stuck on him. Well, the wire was stuck on him.
Damn.
Yeah, I feel naked out in these streets, B. I feel naked in these streets.
Nah, fuck you. You ain't like paid them for it. Don't be using no quotes from the movie at all.
It's for you. I do that for the culture.
Oh, how sweet. Take it back.
Thanks. But yeah, what's up? We ain't seen you out in a week.
Oh, I thought you was talking to me. I was like,
I see you like every day.
You know, like it was like when somebody like waving and you like, and then you notice they were talking to the person behind you and shit, and you just feel like. How many
times can you say that's happened to you in your life?
Enough.
True.
A lot, probably.
For me, it's
but,
probably 3 to 4. 3 to 4 times.
I think it happened. Well, I don't know if it happened a lot. That's why I said enough, because after a while you just like, if you're talking to me, you'll be more specific
you
with it.
You become jaded, so you just don't put yourself out.
Nah,
like,
somebody waving, I'll be like,
just straight face it.
You're like, you.
And
they're like, oh, okay. Oh, funny story. I was at work today, and I came back to the floor, and my coworker, I ain't gonna say her name, but my coworker, she like came up to me. She was like, "Hey, Davon, come here, blah blah blah." I was like, "Why are you whispering?" Like, and she was like, "Cause they're right there." She was like, "Did you help somebody with a suit?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah, they were looking for you." They were like, I asked them who helped them, and they were like, that black guy. And I was like, okay, what were they supposed to say? And they was like, African American or? No, I was about to say, nigga, this ain't even my country. I was about to get deep. Like, first of all, y'all gonna come in here and want me to be preferred as African American, take a fake name. I'm just like, oh, I'm just all fake everything, like my whole thing. But I just thought that was a funny thing.
Your name's supposed to be like Olu.
I hope not.
I like Olu.
That's Nas' dad's name.
My
Don't ask me why I know that.
My Uber driver name today was Fadiki. I was like, wow. I mean, I didn't say this to him because I don't talk in Ubers. But
oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't talk.
Never mind. It sounded like a language. Like, I don't talk in Ubers.
Oh, like that's the language.
Yeah.
But yeah, his name was Fadiki. And he looked like Makai Pfeiffer.
Okay. I wasn't thinking that with that name, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was my name. Okay.
If somebody referred to you as the black guy or black girl, would you be upset? Should I have been upset?
It depends.
It's like, who stole your purse? That black guy, or that kind of thing.
Let's see.
If they're like, I was like, what other way would they describe me? Like, we don't have name tags. Like,
I mean, you can't get mad.
I'm like one of 2 black people who work there.
I wouldn't be mad. Like,
and she was old and white. What else you expect her to say?
Yeah, like maybe if you said
or just
like,
gentleman.
That ghetto guy, or like.
She could have just said that a gentleman helped me.
But isn't there multiple men?
Wasn't there today though.
True. I mean, I don't know. that's weird to me because we, like, as, I don't know, fake controversial as it is, we identify people like that. Like, because I catch myself doing that all the time.
Like that Mexican. Or that white guy. I say white person a lot. White lady, white man.
Yeah. I think the only place it gets like a little iffy is like for instance, you said Mexican, but they could be like El Salvadorian.
That's what you always go to.
You say
they
that,
get touchy.
you should say like that Hispanic guy or that Hispanic girl, but nobody really says that. So maybe there, you can get a little bit of an issue, but I don't know. That black guy at work, I don't know.
The black guy helped me.
But I bet everybody be like, I know exactly what you're talking about. See, that should be.
They didn't have to guess at all.
That should be the standard. Like, if everybody knows who you talk about when you say that, then everything should be okay.
Okay.
I think.
Just wondering. Because I didn't take offense to it. I was like, what else was she supposed to say?
Yeah.
African American? Nobody got time to say that. I ain't making no fucking political statement. African American. Like,
it's weird that white people be like, I don't see color, but when somebody asks them, they be like, yeah, the black guy. Like, I don't see color.
Everybody see color, man.
That's the stupidest thing to me, by the way.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, I don't get it.
You get it.
I get it because what I get is that they say that, or people say that, thinking that I don't know, like assuages things, but it doesn't. It makes you, like, when I hear somebody say I don't see color, I hear like I'm blind to like different people's struggles.
And usually the person that says that is the most racist.
Yeah, but they're saying it so they don't seem
be
racist.
Politically correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just sound worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I don't know, it's I don't know, you'd be naive to think that like color doesn't affect people, like not just for black people, but no matter what color you are, it's like it's a thing. So to say you don't see it is like mad Anglo-Saxon.
It's just a lie.
A weird lie. Like, what you gotta lie about that for?
Because people lie about weird stuff all the time.
True.
Humans. Yeah, we just lie about
Speaking
shit.
of liars, let's talk about Trump.
How about you talk about Trump?
Okay, you always say that, but we put it down on the subjects to talk about. But I get it. You hate it. Whatever. Well, first, this isn't the main thing, but this nigga gonna say the grabbing by the pussy video wasn't him. First of all, you already apologized for it, so you told everybody it was you. Besides the fact
that was a year ago, bruh.
I know, but now he's saying like, you know what? Maybe it was fucking doctored. Like somebody made that. Like, nigga, you already apologized. It was you.
And then this nigga like retweet a picture of like a.
It was like an anti-Muslim some shit. I didn't see it.
Bro, this is the president of the United States out here wilding, yo. Like, it's no turn. I can't see how people. We didn't get to the topic, but go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you good.
I don't see how people who like even voted for him right now are just like, yeah, I still support Trump. Like,
it's a few. It's not as many as like voted for him, but
it can be. He about to take. Oh man, forget it. This nigga about to get rid of everybody that voted for him. Like, the people that voted for him first are gonna be the first ones who suffer.
That's true. It's already happened. Like, the coal miners were so pro-Trump, but then
I think we discussed this before, but
not on the show.
We haven't?
Nah.
How the fuck is it still coal miners, B? That seemed like a Who's watching the other night? 8 Mile.
Oh.
And the job that B Rabbit had, I was like, oh yeah, they should have seen this, like, that being
obsolete.
Yeah, they should have. This nigga was literally up, down, pressing buttons to flatten metal. I was like, won't they just put something else on the machine to do all that? Like,
I mean, obviously,
you don't need a fucking person to press down on the buttons or something. Like, come on, bro. You had to know, but coal miners, come on, bro. Why are you still coal mining?
Because
like, who goes into that?
We didn't. That's where we get all our power from. We haven't switched over to like, I don't know, clean energy. So we still using coal.
Who's like, and what states?
In America.
I said, what states?
Like, what states is it being mined?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Denver?
It's like
probably all the ones in the middle.
You said what?
I said probably all the ones in the middle.
Yeah, it's like all those Midwestern states.
I don't know. I'll be hard pressed to find someone like, yeah, what you want to do for a living? Coal mine. Like
I mean,
there's so many other
it would probably
things.
take like your family have
A business.
like, or your family just been doing that for years. So then that's like, and you live in a not a stupid state, but like
See, those states the reason Trump president and shit.
That's true.
Well,
but
what
I was gonna say,
okay.
The coal miners was like so pro-Trump, but then one of the first things he did was like get rid of Obamacare, and they didn't know that would get rid of their fucking their health insurance.
Are people that stupid?
Yeah,
obviously.
Their whole thing, and I was reading an article about this. Their whole thing was like just fuck everything Obama put together. Like they didn't know that the Affordable Care Act was Obamacare, so they would like when they called it Obamacare, they was like, no, we ain't for that. But when you call it the Affordable Care Act, it's like, oh no, why y'all take it away? Like you didn't fuck with Obamacare from jump.
Niggas is haters, man.
They're retarded.
No, they just haters.
Like we hate Obama.
They hate.
Or hating on Obama.
Yeah, they just hate.
Well, obviously,
like,
if you just like you didn't even listen to what it was about, you just heard that Obama.
How do you hate somebody so much that you don't even realize they put in something to help you?
Exactly, that you benefited.
That you're benefiting from right now, and you're like.
Until Trump changed it.
Oh, but why is he getting impeached? Cause Fling about to spill the beans. This nigga about to be the rat of the century.
I hope so.
Nah, I ain't got no choice. Nigga said he gonna cooperate 100%.
He got to.
That nigga legal fees I heard was hitting in the millions, so he ain't had no choice but to basically plead guilty. Like I can't fight this shit no more.
But to me that sounds.
It's hard for a drug dealer to fight the fucking government.
But to me that still sounds like a PR spin. Like,
oh yeah, of course. Feel bad for me because like this nigga jumped from the I guess the evil person to the victim.
Yeah, no, to me it sounds like I'm not really guilty. I just don't have the fees. But nigga, you guilty. Like
fuck that part is.
You guilty.
He going to jail too.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just I don't know. The whole Trump presidency is a joke. So I'm looking at this impeachment like it's a joke. Like I don't
even
really
believe in
taking it seriously.
Not at all.
And like I said, it doesn't really matter because the whole cabinet pretty much is racist, classist.
But shouldn't that? I was telling you this early in the week, but shouldn't that like, if Donald Trump gets impeached for tampering with elections, right? With Russia, out of all people. Shouldn't his whole administration be taken away? Like, I could see, like, you know how people like, it ain't gonna be no better because his vice president gonna be the president. But, like, shouldn't his whole...
Get rid of the whole cabinet.
But then what would we do as America? That'd be like a first time in history that a president whole administration was taken out. Like, we'll be like, it'll be so many holes in the government, like, jobs that need to be filled ASAP. But still...
Oh, yeah, because you would remove the vice president too, so...
You move everybody that has something to do that Trump brought into the ministry. Like his whole, if he goes down, if you cut the head of the fucking, what the fuck is it? You cut the head, the body?
The snake.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Kettle calling the pot black.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I just think if we're being like really, really fair, well, obviously we're not being fair, but why wouldn't his whole administration get fucking kicked out?
That's a valid impeachment question.
Yeah,
I mean,
why just the president? Like,
I think because
he's just a small piece.
Yeah, and like probably the smallest piece. Like people think the president have way more power than they do.
Crazy part is, what's Donald Trump gonna do after he's not president no more?
Go back to reality TV.
It ain't gonna work. Like, how's he gonna be? Yeah, and how's he gonna be a regular citizen? Like,
I mean, how is any president a regular citizen?
No. But he's Donald Trump. He was pregnant and
president. Yeah, pregnant. That should be a word. That sounds like a word. Pregnant.
But he's not even a regular president. He's Donald Trump. Like he's a New Yorker. He's out. What's worse? What's gonna be worse? Donald Trump after his presidency or OJ after the trial?
Donald Trump.
True.
Just.
I still see niggas. You know how America works. Like, you give them a couple years and they'll forget that you murdered your wife and her boyfriend, and they'll be like, "Let me buy you a drink." That's how America works.
But I didn't think this was possible, but Trump was worse than Bush. So you think people are gonna like forget that anytime soon?
People already forgot about Bush.
That's only.
We don't even remember that Bush was a bad president.
That's only because we got Trump now, and none of us saw that.
And and Bush was just like, he wasn't even supposed to be there. That nigga was just like the nigga who was in the family who dad was president. It was like, you gotta be next. You gotta be the next one. And he like didn't even want to do it. He was just like going along for the ride the whole time, and then was president like just dumb in the office and like
my theory about Trump though.
Oil?
My theory about Trump.
Like, this nigga is like the worst.
My theory about Trump is kind of the same thing. Like I think that he was like running for president to get like the business boost, but didn't think that he would actually be president. And then he saw just how retarded America was, so it was like, well, I'm doing this thing.
I mean, 50 Cent said this. What do you expect for somebody who didn't even think they were going to win? If you won a presidency by, I don't know, for no reason, like, I'm going to put my name in the ballot to see what happened, and you, Tony, actually, like, won.
Shit.
What you going to do? Act a goddamn fool? Like, I don't even want to be here. Like,
In my head.
I didn't want this job.
In my head, in his head.
I'm trying to get fired.
Like, I did this bullshit and I got like elected, so why don't I just continue this bullshit? Obviously, they like.
What if Trump was trying to get fired the whole time? Like, what if he really didn't want the job? It was like, why are they not impeaching me yet?
Just what they did on South Park.
Yo, America. If that's true,
Like,
I mean,
why are they not
the
impeaching
sad
me?
part is that
Nigga said, I done went against gays, Muslims, blacks.
What else I gotta do?
These niggas is not getting it. They still got me in his office. Nigga on Twitter. What else can I say
Like
today?
people-
Fuck LeBron. With an angry, mean face with the emoji with the cursing with the red face.
Yeah. And what if he like specifically acting like mentally incompetent like around the White House? Cause like so many like White House leaks talk about like this nigga, he ain't right. Like this shit is crazy.
Nigga, that's y'all man. You know you got a crazy friend, you still got to ride for him. Until you can't no more. Till he
But
take
they
you all
not.
down.
They telling anybody that it
Nah, they riding for him.
No, they not. You know how many like articles, unless it's the same person, like the same leak or whatever you want.
It's definitely the same.
It's probably the same
It's like-
person.
I fucking hate this guy.
Does nobody else see this?
Crazy.
Fucking janitor and shit who clean the Oval Office and shit.
But yeah, they need a clean house. But what I was wondering is, because people keep on bringing up like the similarities to Watergate or whatever, but like weren't the main people in Watergate like they weren't in the cabinet?
But you asking the wrong person, bro. That was way before.
I guess I was just asking.
That's outside my pay grade.
But I'm pretty sure like it wasn't the cabinet that like it wasn't the like elected officials. It was like, you know, I don't know, outside person. Like obviously.
A janitor.
I don't know. I guess it's above my pay grade too.
Maybe that was Family Guy. I don't know.
It's like it was like some other place where they keep documents or some shit, and like they told him to get rid of some documents basically, and Nixon supposedly knew about it.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Wasn't Nixon in office when what's the racist ass nigga they had in office? Hoover? Was he in office with Hoover? Was that? Damn, we gotta get our social studies better.
I did have this information, but it's just been years since I needed it.
I was just thinking, that nigga was the most racist nigga of all time. This nigga, no, excuse me, not racist, but hater.
You mean
of
the
all time.
FBI dude?
Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah.
He wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
That nigga wanted to get Martin Luther King murdered.
Yeah.
He wanted to get, tried to deport John Lennon.
Yeah.
This nigga was like against
He
anybody.
created the FBI, pretty much.
Yeah, and the nigga who was about to die on his deathbed of the CIA said he killed Bob Marley just last week.
What?
Yeah.
How could they kill Bob Marley?
Nigga, who don't they? They killed JFK and this nigga was the president.
I know, but for some reason, like, you know, my conspiracy theory mind hasn't reached as far to Bob Marley.
Bro, do you... I was looking at Dave Chappelle's stand-ups yesterday on Netflix because I was like, let me listen to these back again, like just to catch some Jews and shit. And he said something about how they were in school when a shuttle exploded in the air. And I was just thinking like, yo, imagine, what was that? The 60s or some shit like that? Is the 70s or 60s? Tony, we need you to be on
I know,
get
that's
information.
That's your job for
The
me.
shadow exploded?
Yeah.
The child.
Mommy said she saw that, so it can't be that old.
So it had to be
No.
the 70s.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Dang, mommy so.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Okay, when that
Kidding.
exploded, they wheeled that shit in class for the kids to see, and it exploded on TV live, right? Boom. Another one was when they fucking saw fucking JFK get his fucking head blown off
That's true. That's the start
on
of
fucking
the
national TV. Like that's insane, right?
Like
Like,
the start of the desensitization.
nah, they still ain't have it worse than us.
Desensitization of America.
We see niggas get their head blown off all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
They
but
didn't
at
give a
that
shit.
time they didn't.
That's what
They didn't
I was
see
bringing.
that.
Yeah, I was bringing up to say that like we are so fucked up as a generation compared to our ancestors. Like that would have been crazy. Imagine seeing a fucking space shuttle explode in the air on live television. Like that's fucking. Or imagine Obama getting his head blown off in his car on the shit. Like his head, JFK head got blown off and flew on his wife.
Yeah, but people these days is worse
Bro.
because like if we see that, we have put that shit on social media and it be happening
Making
over and
memes.
over, making memes.
No, I don't think they would do that unless it's
Shit.
Donald Trump.
What?
I think that's kind
People
of
make
too far.
memes out of everything.
Right.
I mean,
That's kind of too far.
everything that they do most of the time is too
Even
far.
if Trump got his head blown off, they would be kind of be like,
they would
you can't celebrate that.
that shit would be on repeat. I don't think
You think
it
they
would
would show it on the news?
Nah, they do on the news
World
like
Star.
this is so bad
It's
we
on
can't show it
Instagram.
right now, but you can go somewhere else and watch it so you know what we talk about.
I think we know what you did. It's on Instagram right now.
I'm
On my
telling you,
Facebook Live
These
stream.
niggas today is savage. That should have definitely be on replay.
It was just a 12-year-old girl. She was being bullied. This just happened last week. We didn't even get to none of the topics. It's just she was getting bullied, and she finally defended herself, but got beat up, and they recorded it, and the kids kept making fun of her, and she murdered herself. 12-year-old little girl. Which brings me to my next topic. You saw the Suicide Machine?
Suicide Machine?
Yeah.
Is that on Netflix?
No. The actual Suicide Machine.
It looked like
A
the shit
chamber.
that was in that Bad Romance video.
It looked like the shit we was in. Oh no, we was in a fucking hole in the wall. I was about to say, it reminded me of like when we went to that. I don't know what the hell you took me to. It was like a sanctuary. You get in this box. It was like a coffin.
Oh.
And it was like water in it.
Hypersensitivity chamber.
Somebody could have
You
locked
got
us
in
the
that?
joint. Yeah, fucking with her ass.
You enjoyed it more than
My
I
fucking
did.
ear was clogged for 2 months.
Because he didn't follow the directions to put the fucking.
I don't like shit that go in my
Earbuds.
ears. I don't like earbuds. I don't like that shit. Like, I put it in my ear, but my ears ain't
And
made
then
for
you
them
also
shits.
could have did what I did. I didn't put my head all the way back in the water because I just don't do that.
I thought we had to relax.
Someone gonna grab you?
No, I don't know. I don't like water. Like, just, I don't know. I need to control where the water is on my face and just putting my head back. I don't know. It's weird. But I'm afraid of the dark, so I didn't close the door.
Kill yourself anytime, anywhere.
They're trying to say new
you
suicide.
showed them the suicide.
New suicide machine with detachable coffin that
You know
lets you
what?
kill yourself anytime, anywhere.
It reminds me of.
Why we laughing at that?
That's not funny. It's just anytime, anywhere.
What does it do? Like you
Like,
got
oh, that's
Oh, that's what I was
convenient.
gonna get to. It reminds me of this movie on Netflix called What Happened to Monday or whatever. But they was getting rid of. I didn't even see the beginning of the movie, so I didn't know what the fuck they was using it for. But it's some machine you just put people in and they just fucking disintegrate, like just disintegrate, like and just don't be nothing no more. So I assume that the suicide machine is like what that is.
You know, suicide is at an all-time high when they trying to capitalize off of it.
Probably because of freaking student loans and stuff like that.
But the funny, I mean not the funny part, the crazy part is I thought there was still like a
Oh, it's liquid
moral.
nitrogen.
Oh, okay.
And it would rapidly drop oxygen level, leading to death in a few minutes.
Isn't that still like a moral gray area? Like we have
And
a
you get your
problem
own
with,
coffin.
we have a problem with like assisted suicide in like hospitals, but we selling suicide machines now?
It's not in the States. It's in Australia.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But still,
America isn't that advanced or advanced. I don't know.
Is
how
that
you look
advanced?
at it.
the American people just wouldn't accept that. I think it would be in an uproar if somebody like Apple put out the iCoffin.
The iCoffin.
It syncs with your iPhone and Siri.
How do you feel about that? Like
What?
assisted suicide. Like for example, like going with the hospital example, like somebody they said they want to die, they need you to sign off on like them letting themselves die. How do you feel about that?
Hold on, wait. Me dying?
No, you're in charge of
Somebody.
consent for somebody to commit suicide in the hospital.
I don't even want that pressure, but I don't know how I feel about that.
I
It's
mean-
kind of weird. It's just weird.
Some nurses and doctors do that anyway.
Yeah.
And then they could write it off as, oh, I just put too many painkillers and he's gone.
Like Michael Jackson.
What? No. They have to sign. Well, I'm talking like Grey's Anatomy is real and shit, but I thought they have to either sign a do not resuscitate thing that came up too, a do not resuscitate paper, or they gotta ask them over and over again. Like this one guy got into a car accident or whatever, and the wife knew that he didn't really want to be alive if he had to like be connected to a thing. So they asked him. They woke him up and said like, we gonna unplug this? You're gonna stop breathing and die? Is that what you want? She had to ask him 3 times, and that was the only way she could like unplug it. But I know
What
for
if a nigga
sure you gotta
delusional
sign some paper, huh?
I guess that's why
Then
you
it
always
won't
have a
count.
person that's.
Yeah, they gotta use a proxy. But that's why the first question was like, do you know who you are? Do you know where you're at? Like to make sure that it was like all day. But like,
Yeah, nigga.
I
I
don't
wanna
think-
die. Ray is after me.
I don't think they can do the fucking the MJ doctor shit. Like I don't think that's the thing.
I don't think suicide should be that simple.
True. I mean, what?
What?
Like that seemed
I
like.
feel like it should be that simple.
Cause I was just, you know how my brain works. I went to Ray, somebody hunting somebody down, and then them jumping inside the suicide machine, like, you won't catch me today, and like die. And then they get to him and open it, and they already dead. Like, fuck, I wanted to kill this nigga, and he still owe me money. That's what my mind went. But like, nigga was like, just jump in the joint, like that's just too easy. Like,
bitches.
give me some struggle. Like, what happened to a good old rope from the ceiling?
My God.
I mean, it would.
Let me see some struggle, be
I feel
like
you.
life
It'll
is
make
too
you
precious.
think-
Well, I guess
and it'll
niggas
make
die
you think
fast
harder,
anyway.
Like with a rope, you have time to think about. Damn, do I really want
Who
to
the
do
fuck
this?
just committed suicide with a rope? I just seen
People still
Oh,
commit
Sopranos.
suicide with ropes.
Sopranos.
Ooh, you've been watching more episodes than I'm.
Absolutely. I told you I'm on a mission to finish this fucking series.
Whatever. That's why I'm lost. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't even care about it no more because I'm just not. I don't know
Tony
what's
stressed.
But
Every time this nigga go to his therapist, bro, side note, every time this nigga go to his therapist, like, what the fuck do I keep coming here for? I've been coming here for 7 years, and you still haven't helped me. Like, every time he go to the therapist. Niggas is weird, but go ahead.
I don't know, my thing, cause the whole thing with suicide is like, it's weird because it kind of gets religious. Like people be like, God gave you this life, so who are you to like basically give it back? Or I guess so
Me,
like,
nigga.
that's the religious side. The other side, well, I mean, that's pretty much the only
Why they don't look at it-
suicide thing.
Why don't they look at it like, this is kind of sick, but like, if God gave me his life, I love God so much, I want to give it back to him.
Probably because most people that commit suicide aren't thinking that way.
They just don't leave. Oh, never mind.
True. I mean, it's possible. But my thing is, like, I don't know. Like, I go back to, like, everything is fake. At the most, life is like a gamble between God and the devil to see who can run the world better. Like, love or, like, I don't know.
It's always the
Getting
people
over
you
on
leave
people,
behind
whatever.
be the most angry that you committed suicide and shit.
Yeah, so, like, for me,
How could you leave me?
like, if somebody wants to die, like, especially if somebody I know, like, wants to die, like, I want to say that I would be unselfish enough to, like, let them do what they want. Like,
Can you give consent for somebody to kill you?
I mean, that's what we talking
No,
about.
not in the hospital.
I don't
Like, if we wrote a
think that's
contract,
a thing.
if we wrote a contract,
Damn.
verbal, written, video,
Yeah.
and like, Tony, I want him to kill me right now. Like,
It'd be
could you still go to jail?
How could you prove it wasn't like forced?
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that is a good thing because, like, that could go all the way to the Supreme Court. Like, I'm surprised that hasn't happened before.
Nobody. Oh yeah, they probably did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like that would be a thing, but the video would help to.
That's why I said video.
See if they weren't coerced, but it happened in Harry Potter, but nobody got arrested.
Why would anybody get arrested
Happened
in Harry
in the
Potter?
book.
Aren't they all? What's the point of getting arrested in Harry Potter if you're all witches and warlocks?
Because some
Like,
Azkaban keeps.
Watch out, watch out. And like open the gate right up
It's
like.
Alohomora.
Okay, I was close.
But because they got a wizard in jail that like they use dementors which like suck out your soul. So if you do find a way to get out, but it's already enchantment, so they're like your cell or whatever. But if you do find a way to get out, then they'll just steal your soul and then it won't.
What about Voldemort? This nigga had to be in jail before, and he got out.
No, he didn't.
He never got in jail.
He's like a baby. He's like a.
They never arrested
That
this
nigga
nigga.
was under the bridge. Fuck no, he's the most powerful. Well, maybe the
Was.
second most powerful.
I thought Harry was the most powerful one.
No.
Harry's not the most powerful.
He pretty much just get lucky all the time, and he got like a lot of friends that help him out.
That's like every hero, superhero.
Yeah, like he got God on his side. That's the only thing.
I don't think they believe in God.
Whatever. He got something on his side, like, cause all the stuff be like, I don't know how the fuck he just got out of this. Like it's just a combination of like good friends and luck.
Is Harry Potter a Christmas movie?
Yeah. Cause it always takes place like
around Christmas. I thought they all just came out around Christmas.
Well, that too, but the main part of the
especially the first one.
The main part of the stories happen between like October and January.
True. What happens in the spring and summer?
They always just scoot past that. Like they
Those
take,
like the fun
their
times.
test and they go home. Like that's what happens in the spring, pretty much. But basically, what I was saying, the way it happened in Harry Potter was like Harry Potter hates Snape, which was like Snape wanted to be with Harry Potter's mom back in the day or whatever. But he loved his mom so much that he took care of Harry Potter, but he hated Harry Potter because he hated his dad. So it was like a real weird dichotomy. Like he had to take care of.
Didn't he
Harry
die in real life?
Yeah. But basically, Dumbledore told Snape to kill
himself.
Kill Dumbledore. But you know, Dumbledore he'd be so far ahead of the game because
I'm gonna come back in a fantasy and help.
No.
Dream world.
It's this thing called the Elder Wand. It's like the most powerful wand in the world, whatever. And like most people get it. It has like a really bloody history because everybody wants the Elder Wand or whatever. But it's 3 things you gotta get. That's only one. But people always go to the wand because you could win any type of duel, whatever. So Dumbledore was the rightful owner of the Elder Wand, and he wanted Snape to have it, or he wanted Snape to have it, I think.
So he's too much power for Snape?
No, he wanted. I forgot why he wanted Snape to have it. He wanted Snape to have it. He wanted because if Voldemort killed Dumbledore, then the most powerful wizard in the world would have the most powerful wand in the world, and nobody would be able to like take him down. So he wanted Snape to have it, whatever. So he got Snape to kill him. But now I think about it, it didn't work out because Malfoy stole it from Snape for some reason, and he was the Elder Wand, and then Harry Potter stole it. Whatever. Long story short, but anyway, Dumbledore told Snape to kill him, and they had a verbal agreement or whatever, and nobody got arrested.
Because it's the wizard world. It ain't really like America.
No, nobody just knew.
Where does it take place?
England.
Okay.
The UK.
Okay. I should have known that.
Supposed to be like right under our nose. Like that's what makes the world so like, I don't know, appealing because you feel like it could just be happening. Like there's a wizarding world in the U.S. too, but the Harry Potter story is just.
They don't talk about that?
Vaguely, like they talk about like the prime ministers meeting with the presidents and stuff like that, but.
The new movie, Fantastic Beasts, they talk about the American wizard jump.
That's a Harry Potter movie? Like a spin-off?
Yeah,
it's like a spin-off, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I heard. Oh, I did see it. I seen some of it.
It's not on Netflix?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, that's Beauty and the Beast. Excuse me.
Yeah, I seen that too. Yeah, but okay. So how I feel about assisted suicide? I just feel like people should get over themselves. If somebody don't want to be a part of this.
Well, it's homicide.
It depends.
There's no such thing as assisted suicide.
Assisted suicide is like you want us to unplug your machine, so we unplug your machine.
True.
Because you physically can't unplug it yourself.
True.
But what you were talking about would be like.
Is it still
murder?
Is it still considered suicide if you old as fuck in your life and you living off a machine, or any age? If you're living off a machine and you say I want to die, is that still considered suicide? Because you're basically dead without the machine. Like if you really going by God don't want you on a fucking machine keeping you alive. Like that's like totally anti his whole spiel. You
said, is it considered what? Assisted suicide? If you already dead, basically.
Oh, just suicide in general. Like, how can it be suicide if you already if you're literally breathing off a machine? You dead.
Because it's still
you
going through their body.
Jesus, you crazy! You never seen that episode of Family Guy when Chris Tucker and Jesus was like doing Rush Hour, like you crazy, Jesus, you crazy.
I mean, my answer is it's debatable, but I think because it's still like you still conscious. Well, maybe you're not. I don't know.
If you're breathing off a machine, nigga, you out of here. You literally dead.
But some people might be afraid of death and would rather that than just let themselves go.
Nah, well, we already had this conversation. I'm like, how long you supposed to keep a person in a coma?
That's what you sign the papers for. Like you can sign it for like. No extreme measures. So like if my heart go out, like don't be doing the 1, 2, 3, don't shock me, nothing, just let me go. You could do like 30 days with no like activity or whatever. It's like
what about the niggas who don't have that and just like in a coma? Like it was Grey's Anatomy, right? When the nigga was in the coma for so long, he woke up and his wife moved on. It was like 10 years, and his nigga wife got remarried.
So basically, he didn't sign the paper, so nobody had consent to take him off the thing. He was in a vegetative state for 6 years.
Like, bro, who's paying those hospital bills?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why she had to move on to get some husband to be pay the fucking.
Yeah. Now, if you meet a woman and she becomes your wife. And she still had an ex. She's not even divorced. She can't even do that.
She just got divorced.
But she can't do that.
What?
Because he's not dead. He's just in a coma.
What you mean?
You can't have a divorce with one person just saying, I'm getting a divorce.
That's true, because 2 people got to sign the paper. But he can't
impossible.
Sign the paper. So does that make her his proxy? So she can sign for both?
They fucked up the whole show.
That right there.
That one thing.
This nigga get on my nerves because like I've been binge watching Grey's Anatomy, right? And he come in on like every other season and shit and see an episode. He be like, "How did she move on so fast?" Or like, "What's this guy doing back?" Or whatever. Like, just watch it or don't watch it. You get on my nerves. And then you be so emotionally connected to a show. Like I be personally offended and shit.
Like she wrote it. I'm just poking holes in.
Me and Shonda Rhimes went over this. And this is what we felt was right for this character. Now leave it alone.
They got stuff for writers and they put so much effort into like writing a script and shows and shit, and then the audience they be like, "What the fuck was that?" Like imagine how many shows like got pilots and got canceled, and that's like somebody's actual like
baby.
Yeah. But I like when the writer like after the fact when people come up with like existential questions about the whatever happened in the story, and the writers that can come back and be like, oh yes, because this blah blah blah.
Sometimes writers be like on a like the power writers. Some of them just be like, yeah, we just didn't have enough time. Like it just be like,
yeah, see, I don't like.
So y'all really. It was like, so why did it seem like this shit skipped so much? Like even listen to our stuff. Oh, we recorded it, but editing, we had to get it up out of there.
See,
like
I don't like that.
What?
See,
but at least they honest, because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of writers just making up shit as they go. Like
I mean, but
or like
technically,
what's the nigga name? I don't even know his name, but the writer of the How to Get Away with Murder, when his thing came out last season, was like, oh yeah, we just come up with a topic.
We write ourselves into a corner and then we get ourselves out.
Like, so your show don't have no synergy. Like nothing's actually connecting. You just going off like, let's make the worst possible situation every season.
I mean,
and write our way out of it.
It's a good challenge for them, like to be a writer.
Oh yeah,
like,
it'd be fine if he didn't say that to the audience.
Yeah, I know. But like I don't like that. Like
I'm too invested in this shit for you just be saying I'm coming up with shit and it's gonna be
like sorry to bring up Harry Potter again, but J.K. Rowling, she's one of like my favorite authors, whatever. Like she she has an answer for every question that you could think of asking. Like if you follow her on Twitter, she also go on Trump a lot, which is hilarious. But yeah, she has an answer to every question you could even think of asking about Harry Potter, and like that's the type of stuff I like because it keeps you in the world. Like you said with that, like it takes you out of How to Get Away with Murder. If you
like, yeah, I know it's fake,
go through the
but
shit
still,
and be
like
oh, they just came up with this. Like,
so like even as we're watching this season, I'm like, because at the end of each episode is like a suspense kind of thing, like something that furthers the story, like who murdered who or how. But then I'm just like, y'all just do this shit, just do it. Y'all, how do I know this shit ain't just like, shit, we only got 30 seconds left on the clock. Let's, Annalise, slit your wrist.
Go.
We'll figure it out later. Go. It's like the Truman Show and shit. Like,
that's true.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't even know how we got all to this, but assisted suicide. I think you should just not be selfish. If it's between them and God, let them and God figure it out. If they don't want to be on this world no more, you can't force them. Or like if somebody's suffering and they just don't want to go through it no more, like who are you to be like, nah, keep suffering until I tell you to? Like
white people.
It's kind of wrong. So I guess that makes me for assisted suicide.
Homicide.
It wouldn't be the term assisted suicide.
Because isn't that what
I mean,
Dr.
that's the
West,
controversial part.
Dr. West went to jail for?
Who is Dr. West?
The guy who killed Michael Jackson.
I don't think that was his name.
His name? I thought it was West. I could be wrong. Either way.
Wake up. Oh, Mr. West. Not Dr. West. I was like, no, it sounded like a B.
Nah, it ain't no B.
I
thought it was West. But, yeah, like he went to jail for killing Michael Jackson. How you know Michael Jackson didn't say, give me an extra dose of that,
I think he did.
Of course. That nigga was 50,000 years old, about to do a 50 show run. The funny part is Michael Jackson dead ain't dead. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't fucking shit. Michael Jackson about to lose it all.
Michael Jackson.
His catalog is too insane. Like, this nigga.
Conrad Murray.
Conrad.
Yeah, that's the doctor's name. But yeah, I think they worked that out. And I even think
and that nigga out of jail now.
I was about to say he wasn't in jail that long, but I think he told them what to do. He was like, it might get to the point where you gotta go to jail.
Might get him some money.
It up. Yeah, we're gonna set it up so your family taken care of. You won't do that much time. Like, I don't want to be here no more. You know what I mean? Like, I really think
you'll do a couple years.
Yeah.
For if Mike say you're gonna be straight.
Yeah.
Money wise. Let me see the money first though.
Yeah. Why that shit?
Then we could do this because I don't even know how I'm gonna afford a lawyer.
Would you, if Michael Jackson asked you to do that, would you do it?
He the king of pop. It'd be kind of weird.
I know.
Like
all the stuff on the table. Would you do it if Michael Jackson asked you?
Probably. I feel bad for the guy. Like, obviously, he been tortured since he was a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know. It depends on how close I am to Michael Jackson. No homo.
I'm so tired of that. Pause.
No.
It worked. It's so embedded in my brain that when even I hear anything, I be like, whoa.
I know.
Because you know how many times people foul out in just the everyday. Like,
I mean, it's a thing.
Yo, when you sliding through, whoa, I'm gonna be there when I be there.
I miss the times you could say stuff like that and it wasn't a thing.
I left the back door open for it. Whoa. Whoa.
So, like, you can literally turn anything into a pause.
That's Davon.
And fucking Dame Dash. This nigga literally would be giving a speech and be like, pause. Like, as he's speaking.
I don't want to get too deep into this, pause. You got to.
I'm like, bro, can you just talk? Like, you get on my nerves. And you pausing yourself. Like, let alone, like, your friends do that to you. But when you pause yourself, like, we're going too far.
Don't eat a banana. If you eat a banana around me, you better chop it off in pieces.
That's so stupid.
See a whole nigga. If you see a guy put a whole banana in his mouth to chomp it, you can be like,
That's
whoa.
That's why men are so hypersensitive because they can't even fucking eat a banana.
Who wants to eat a banana whole like that though? If a woman did that, I'd be like, whoa.
I mean, that's a problem.
You gotta be.
You know,
remember Superbad? He was like, and I just threw dicks all over the place. Like, just thinking, I couldn't know how many dick-shaped foods there is, like popsicles.
It's so stupid, but like, you're gonna feel like this is a stretch, but I'm connected before I say it. But like, when people hypersexualize stuff that's not sexual. It gets on my nerves. But I seen this thing on Facebook where some dude, like some black dude, was like basically going on all breastfeeding mothers saying that we was like pedophiles, like for making our children like suck on our nipples and we should go to jail.
Depending on what age. Because if a nigga 5 years old hanging off the titty, you gonna inflict some shit into his brain.
But y'all see
like
fucking Carl's Jr. fucking commercial with her tits out and it's okay.
I don't approve of that either.
But when the boobs is out for what they was actually
no.
I'm
not talking about, I don't care about you breastfeeding. But at a certain age,
I know, but I don't even think about
it
at like why?
I just said it. If a 5-year-old is still on a titty, we had a Times Magazine cover where the lady was standing up on her legs.
What?
Pause. And her son was standing up on his legs on the titty, on the cover. This nigga's got to be at least 8.
But that's still you sexualizing it. Like at 5, still don't have a
I'm saying, even I get it, like.
And not you personally, but you know, society sexualizing.
Yeah, I get that aspect, like, but if you go deeper into it, and you're a thinker, if you got a fucking 8-year-old son on your titty, something's gonna be wrong.
5 to 8.
5 to 8, either way. 5 to 8, 4, 3. If that's
not
on
3.
Not 3, but that's still
4,
that's
right?
pushing it.
Yeah.
That's pushing it. But it's gonna do something. Something's gonna go wrong. Not saying you a pedophile or he gonna be a pedophile, but something. He gonna be too, like, need to be too nurtured, or like something mentally.
Lack of independence.
Something is gonna go wrong. It's like a butterfly effect, cause and effect. Anything you do, something's gonna go wrong if this nigga's on your titty at 5 years old. Be 6, 8, 7. Like you can't tell me something is not gonna go wrong mentally.
My only problem
with both of you, like. The mother's on some other shit. Like, I don't know what's up with her. I know I just said, like, I wouldn't say she's the pedophile. I had to think about it. It's settled on there. And I'm like, what in the fuck is the mother thinking? Like, because what's her justifiable reason to still have an 8-year-old on her titty?
Some people do child-led weaning.
Your reason?
I wouldn't, like, sexualize it. I'd just be like, that's really weird.
What's weird about it?
That the mom's still doing that, and I don't know.
I can't see anybody finding it weird without over sexualizing.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm not even thinking about sex. I'm thinking about
the independence factor.
I don't know. I just know something's gonna go wrong, and if the mother's still doing that, it might be something wrong with her too that we might need to look into. Not saying that she's a pedophile or anything, but she might just be too attached.
Yeah.
For me, until
that's weird. Like,
for me, up until 3, like I don't bat an eye. It don't make me feel any certain type of way. From 4 to 8, my only issue is like I think he should be drinking more than milk. Like that's literally my only issue. Like I don't.
Hopefully he's eating regular food.
Yeah,
if that's just his main source of food is the titty at 8, that nigga be starving.
From 6 months on, you eat like milk and regular food.
And that nigga 2 years from 10. That nigga about to be double digits.
But yeah, like I said, from 4 to 8, like my only issue is like I just don't feel like you as a child have time for that because you should be eating other stuff.
And go play. What the fuck you doing, bitch? How you gonna be like? How you gonna have friends at 8 years old and still sucking their mama's titty? That ain't gonna work. And you know who gonna get the worst of the whole thing of the child who's still sucking his mama's titty at 8? His wife. She gonna have the worst time. Like.
You mean because her boobs still don't belong to her?
No, she's just not gonna be able to live up to anything that this nigga mother did for him. Like,
oh, you mean the child's wife wants to?
She just becomes an adult. Like, this nigga been on a titty since.
Are we associating the titty with like what's the word? I don't know how to put it. Like a baby comfort. Or coddling? Are we associating the titty with coddling?
Yeah.
For a baby, yeah.
I mean, just in general.
Not for an 8-year-old.
Because for me,
if an 8-year-old having a temper tantrum, you're like, come here, boy, get on this titty. That's just weird.
What I'm saying is that, like, when you say that his wife is gonna have a problem, because like what I hear when you say that is like he expects a level of coddling, and if his wife doesn't do it, then it's gonna be an issue.
Because that's going to affect, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And probably even more. Because at a certain point, not I hate to bring back to the sexualized thing, but an 8-year-old on his mother's titty, I didn't think you should be seeing your mother naked at 8 years old. Like, you shouldn't even be seeing.
At what age do you stop seeing your parents naked?
You should.
Should, or like.
Because, you know, we live in life. I mean, like, we live in the same house.
Some people live in like nudist.
Yeah,
households.
so that's, yeah, I took that into consideration. But, if you're not a nudist household, I think you should not be naked around your child. Maybe from like 5, 6, 5 and up.
I don't know. I seen my mom naked at 7.
But you're a girl. I'm talking about a guy.
You mean like a daughter and a dad and a son and a mom?
Exactly.
True.
I don't think a daughter should be seeing her dad naked 5 up. In some cases, that could be considered fucking, is that like against the law or some shit? Like, if a dad is walking around with his dick slinging and he's got an 8-year-old daughter, like, that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of weird.
Mean, when you say 8,
you're gonna look at him weird. Like, bro, what you doing? You know you got a daughter, right? Like, that's kind of.
It's just weird to me because
I don't know,
all of this
weird.
hypersexualizing stuff, like.
But we can't avoid that.
I get what you're saying. Like, I'm not against the 5-year-old cutoff of like opposite sex.
Yeah. I don't want to see my dad's dick at 5 either. I don't want to see.
I guess that's kind of true because, like, I want to say I was like 8, and I saw my dad's balls, and I was terrified.
8.
I was terrified, like, to the point where, like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I just put my head back under the covers and like tried to go back to sleep and forget about it. Like, I was terrified. So maybe that's the thing. So I'm kind of with you with like the 5 cutoff is like the opposite. You know,
and you just never know. Like, you just never know what. You just, man, people crazy. Like, you never know. Like, you just never know.
Yeah, my
just
only
play it safe. Like, put some clothes on.
My only hang up is like the general thing of like over sexualizing stuff that doesn't always have to be.
It's America though.
I know, I get it. Like, that's why it's a general hang up.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like.
Although I would love a country where we don't over sexualize things, I just think some things are just gonna be the way they are. Like, an 8-year-old seeing his mother pregnant. I mean, I said pregnant. Pregnancy. Is, seeing your mother naked all the time, that's kind of weird to me as a boy, like, growing up. Because then when does it stop?
To me, the only time it gets weird is when you start developing the sexuality.
That's what I'm saying. At what age do you think kids start developing sexuality and start thinking about sex? I saw my first porno at 4.
But were you like turned on by it?
I was turned on by Adina Howard at fucking 4 or 5.
I don't know, you was weird.
Nah, I just knew what I liked. I can
see that because I was like,
you know what sex is.
The reason,
like,
you do, but I think sexuality is different from knowing what sex is. But like at 7, I used to have dreams about like
sex.
Yeah, with my babysitter because he was a dude. Maybe I should have said that out loud. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have cut that. But like I didn't necessarily know what was going on, but I knew that like this was a thing. You know what I mean? So like I guess I'm with you. But I was 7. I don't know about 4.
You just never know. And like, okay, back to the titty thing. When you cut them off.
I mean, that's
you know, both of you be fucked up. Because if he goes and like, Mom, I don't want that shit no more. She gonna be like, why?
Who would say that? Oh, you mean like
the mother?
If the mom that's been feeding the baby till 8.
Because she got a mental level that's like, this is a part of her life too. Like, and then if she cuts him off, he gonna be like, why? Like, why are you not giving me the titty no more, Mom?
For real.
Like, this nigga, if you could create a complete sentence, dude, you shouldn't be on the titty. Like,
I mean, for real.
Stay away.
I don't think with the child-led weaning thing, I don't think they anticipate that it'll go that long. So, like, I get
but
it.
we have the
I know that.
okay.
I'm kind of I'm with you, basically.
Okay.
Like, I think that's only a concept because they assume that it'll happen, like, somewhere, like, between, you know, birth and 3 or something like that. The only thing I think I heard your cousin say is Sandra. But she was like, when the baby like can like go to you and pick up your shirt and like be like, give me your boob, like that they should be off. But
that's probably true. Like, nigga, you getting too over this. Go get some cereal.
Yeah, I know.
And that's kind of aggressive.
Like,
talking about over-sexualized. This nigga raping.
But it's not.
This nigga just, you treating them the wrong thing. You gonna go
like
up to women like, give me them titties.
It's like
ripping their shirt.
It's like when you open a bag of chips and Reno would come and be like, all right, where's mine?
Yeah, but he ain't ripping the fucking bag out my hand.
He would if it's a bag.
But he don't. If a fucking kid is ripping your shirt up like, Mom, give me them goddamn titties.
You can teach your child to like, okay, Tommy, you're gonna ask for it nicely. You're not gonna just.
That's even weirder. That's even weirder,
You're not just
yo.
gonna grab my shirt whenever you want to. You're gonna ask for it nicely.
That sound like a porno waiting to happen. Like, that sound like the beginning of a porno.
I don't know. Like my thing with. I don't understand how a mom, like I feel like you can only do that if you're a stay-at-home mom. Like, cause for me, like going up to 6 months is like a struggle. Cause I just want my life back.
Who wants to do that? Who wants?
So sad.
I feel bad. Like, who the fuck wants to just keep feeding a fucking baby off their
if you don't
chest?
have nothing to do with it, like,
We humans and adults, we always have something to do.
Like around the house, I guess, but.
In life, it's always something you could be doing besides fucking feeding this. Yeah.
Like my whole.
Especially when he can hold his own bottle.
I'm trying to balance the immunological benefits of breastfeeding in my own time. So like they say, like up to 6 months is like, they did the most benefiting from like breast milk or whatever, and like they say they recommend up to a year, but 6 months is where like that's the most important time for them to have breast milk to like build up their immune system and all that stuff. So like my goal was like 6 months, and then we'll see how it works. But at this point, I'm like, he don't sleep. Like breast milk is like eating a salad, and like formula is like eating, I don't know, Thanksgiving dinner. So like they say like formula fed babies, they sleep way harder because like
they drunk.
Yeah, they're like taking in like not necessarily like
intoxicated.
Not necessarily like more healthy nutrition, but they're just taking in more in general, so they gotta sleep it off. So with breastfed babies, like they tend to like eat a little bit, sleep a little bit, eat a little bit, sleep a little bit. So, but my thing is like, I need you to sleep so I can get stuff done. So
put some rum on your finger.
Huh?
Put some rum on your finger.
That's the old school shit.
Rub it around here. Nigga be like.
I feel like in 2017, like somebody would lock you up.
Oh, of course. I mean, kids can't drink alcohol, but a fucking 18-year-old can't even drink alcohol. But that's a weird thing because a lot of those techniques actually worked.
No, it's hard. It's like that
like,
gray area.
How can you be like, this nigga don't sleep at all? And then be like, but I do got a solution. And then be like, they did use this before in the past.
It worked all the way.
Everybody turned out fine a little bit. We might create a whole era of alcoholics.
I'm about to say, because I feel like that generation is like, it's way more alcoholics in that generation.
This is way more alcoholics, period.
I think it's more pill poppers
now.
Nah.
Pill poppers?
Nah. I mean, like, my thing is like, I feel like the alcohol.
You talk about like serious alcoholics or people who are alcoholics who don't even think they alcoholics?
Serious alcoholics.
Okay, like niggas who've been in rehab.
Yeah, like
okay.
I feel like.
I'm about to say, everybody's alcoholics.
I feel like of all the people that's alcoholics, like most of them are older people now. Like those kind of alcoholics. I think more people our age is like strung out on like pills and sandies.
Well,
shit like
alcohol didn't take out ancestors though.
Did you say
crack did?
That's true. Did you say that somebody had lean in the IV or something?
Oh, Young Thug.
The fuck, bro?
It's the wrong time, bitch.
Like you don't have nothing else to do but like put. Why you?
I just don't like. I don't care what the fuck he does. My only problem with it, he creating the wrong example, bruh. Like.
That's a.
Yeah.
Overstatement, understatement, something.
Like, the sad part is, he thinks it's cool, he probably don't think it's cool to do lean, but he think it's cool enough to post on Instagram. Look how cool my life.
Look at the different way that I'm doing lean than all you niggas.
And I'm just thinking, yeah, like
all
nigga,
you niggas drink it and I put it in the IV.
it's hitting straight to the back. Like nigga, you really a heroin addict now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like I mean, you were a heroin addict already, but now you're just really there. And there's gonna be kids who see this and be like, ooh, that's cool. Cause I remember fucking looking at rappers coming up, they do the worst shit, and I be like, ooh, that's cool. Dame Dash was in the video throwing champagne on bitches in Big Pimpin'. I would still love to be in the Big Pimpin' video to this day. But looking back on it in retrospect, it's terrible. Like, or just promoting gun violence or killing. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing to promote. And you know, majority of your fan base are fucking teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, why even? I don't expect niggas to be Farrakhan, but if you gonna do your dirt, we ain't gotta see it.
There's a theory out there, you know, from my conspiracy theorist side, but like they say, there was a meeting in 1991 with like record labels and the prison industrial complex, and they was like, we need a way to like keep our prisons filled, like it's a business, whatever. We need like clients or however you want to look at it.
You
they
believe
was
that?
about. I do.
You believe that?
I could believe it.
I didn't, but yeah, they were saying that basically like, you know, like we're okay if y'all you know, put gang violence in the you know, on the front lines, if you put like drug stuff. So I think that like right now the big thing is drugs, and like that also you know, kills two birds with one stone. You get the prison industrial complex and the fucking pharmaceutical company into it. So I think it's a money thing behind it too, on top of like them just thinking it's cool. I could think
I wouldn't be surprised if that was true, but in my heart of hearts, I just be thinking like, okay, how can you not tell NWA to not rap about what they rap about?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's a.
We still come from those environments. Now, do I think they push those certain people to a higher plateau and standard where you see them more frequently? Absolutely. But do I think that they're like in the studio like, yo, you need another lean reference right here? Like,
no.
Jimmy Iovine ain't in the studio like, 50 Cent killed 20 more people. Like, I don't think it's that.
Yeah, I agree. I think of it as like creative acquisitions, right? So if you're in the business of, I don't know, to take it a little further, if you're in the business of like jail or whatever, you got an act that talks about like gang violence and drugs, and you got an act that tells people to like do velocity banking and like all the stuff that the society doesn't want you to know on the good side. Like, I think you're gonna put your money behind the gang people because you don't like.
And on top of that, negativity sells. Yeah. Negativity is gonna always sell more than positivity.
But what I was
like, that's why we go see fucking action movies and fucking buildings blowing up and niggas shooting up banks and everything else, because that's the shit we want to see.
Yeah.
We don't want to go see fucking. We do want to see positive shit, but we don't want to go like, we don't want to see it that much because it's like,
yeah.
What's the thing of the story? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If niggas love Scarface.
If the meeting wasn't a thing, like my thing is, it had to be something different, because in the 60s, 70s, like they didn't want you to know that the fucking artist was doing drugs. Like, you know, they would get him on the backhand, but like they would try to keep it out of the media that they was like.
And rap wasn't invented yet.
I know, that's true. So I just feel like whatever it is, something had to happen between then and now for like them to be like almost push the shit about.
I think this is just a theory. I think like I agree with you on that. Like, once you obviously gonna propel negativity, but I think like we didn't even have rap back then. We have black musicians, but nobody really, unless you were like Gil Scott Heron, or nobody really talked about
like the real shit that was going on.
The projects.
Yeah.
No. So you wouldn't even know. So when hip hop came along and was telling these people about the shit that was happening in the hood and blah blah blah, strung out, and I'm selling this and blah blah blah, and hip hop didn't even. It was like that, but it wasn't that.
In the beginning, that wasn't a.
Yeah, it wasn't a thing like I'm a fucking kingpin, because there were no kingpins in the way. I think they probably was sitting there like, all right, we don't want people to know what's happening in the hood, really. Like the white
Higher
people,
ups, yeah.
like they don't want the world to know that police are killing people or crack is
Right.
the thing, blah blah blah. So it probably was like, we don't like this, but what's a way that we can flip this to make it something that benefits us?
Yeah.
Obviously, selling records is one end, but I mean, like,
if we buy into the prison industrial complex,
it gets
let
deeper.
them talk about that.
And then
we
ain't got no choice but to have kids in the hood trying to cop or sell, and then they gonna have no choice but to go to jail.
That's true.
I think that's a possibility of.
It's a more practical version. That's what I was saying about like creative acquisitions. Like they had to make it work for them. Like,
but then I still can't blame somebody for fucking. I only have a problem with the glorification. Like.
Right.
Like I don't know, like with the lean thing, or rappers are weird because let's say like Jay-Z in a way, he'll say something like, you know, Hov did that, so hopefully you ain't got to go through that. Like they, as an artist and rapper, you can disguise shit off as just like,
I'm not glorifying it.
It's my life, it's my story, right? But nigga, if you fucking got a song called Big Pimpin', you ain't doing nothing but glorifying pimpin'. Like PIP ain't doing nothing but it's a whole song about being a pimp. Bitch, if your Bieber ring while we in bed, get the fuck up and get on the track. Like, he literally says that. That's what I don't appreciate. Like, because you don't have to do that. Like, obviously, you're a poet, and that's where the lines get blurred between artistry and just real life, I guess. Because you're like, you can say, I did that out of art. Like, I wanted to be a pimp. Yeah. What's the difference from
like,
a writer?
I ain't a role model. Just, like, this is just my
That's
art.
the worst one. That's the worst one. Like, I ain't no role model. Like, nigga. You are. Like, you have a million followers. Over 1 million followers.
Whether you want to be or not, at the end of the day, you just are. Like, it's like you signed up for that when you decided to be like,
now, do I think
artist.
People are prepared for that? No. As you can see
right,
with
obviously.
the really ones I feel bad about are like the ones who have the artists who have a lot of pain, and getting their pain out actually backfires on them. So think of somebody like Amy Winehouse, or Jim Morris, or anyone, the 27 Club, Janis Joplin, or these people. They're artists that were relieving their pain, but then you got to go on stage and perform Rehab every night for 3 years straight, or talk about your relationship that was a terrible toxic relationship that you got to keep singing about. Love is a losing game every night. I'm trying to get over this relationship, but I have to keep singing this song every night, and that drives them to do more drugs, more drinking, and eventually just kill themselves. That's the sad part about it to me. So I don't know why I went on that tangent, but
I get what you. Once I got it, I got it. Yeah, I understand what you're saying with that. I had a question for you because it's interesting to me to hear your take on the glorification of all that, and with you being a rapper. Like they say, so if you aren't talking about like drugs or pimping or like glorifying like, you know, stuff like that, or like, you know, selling drugs, doing drugs, having girls, fucking girls, whatever, all that stuff, like in my head, or
excuse me,
from my understanding, wouldn't that make you a backpack rapper, and don't people find backpack rappers boring? No,
I mean, not in this era. I mean, Logic has the fucking #1 song in the country, and that's the most backpacker, not the most backpacker, but it's the most cheesiest song ever. And he's technically a backpack rapper. But maybe 10 years ago.
True, okay.
I don't think now. And I think, and that's another thing about the Young Thug thing. Like, we in the era now where you don't even have to do any of that. You ain't got to kill nobody. You ain't got to talk about drugs. Like, you really don't. People really just want to hear your story.
That's true.
Like, period. Like, I don't care if you fucking a white guy from the boondocks of Maryland. I don't care if you fucking Chance the Rapper from Chicago. I don't care. Anybody. Like, we just want to hear you. Like, tell us something, not nothing that we haven't heard before, but just show us your story in a way.
Yeah.
So.
This makes me think of, this is a weird randomness. I'm not talking about rap, but Kesha, right? So random. Kesha.
I definitely didn't think she was coming up this
She
year.
has an album now where it's like she's a completely different artist. Like you can tell that this is the type of music that she wanted to write. Like she wrote a song about like whatever she was going through with like the old producer or some shit. Yeah, like, you know, it's basically like her redemption song, and she's like actually singing or whatever. And you know, I be like driving Uber and listen to the fucking, you know, pop stations. And so then her old song would come on. This bitch say,
the song she
wake
sang.
up in the
Oh, go ahead.
Wake up in the morning. When she said wake up in the morning feeling like P Diddy, whatever. That wasn't the line that I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
She say something about like brushing her teeth with Jack because when she leave for the night she ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicure. I might tell it's so whack, like the wackest poppest song ever. But with it, after seeing her work now, it makes me feel like they told her, like she had to make that kind of music because that was the only thing that they could sell.
I mean, you hear those stories all the fucking time, like.
Yeah, I was just kind of likening it to like pop music too, because like I said, like
I think that with Gaga too.
Yeah, I agree.
I know she wrote those songs, but
the thing
earlier
with Gaga
songs,
though is she's so good with like disguising a Kesha type song and putting like actual feeling behind it.
Oh no, because her fucking writing is amazing.
Ridiculous.
So you can hear songs like Poker Face or Paparazzi.
Yeah, but if you like,
it is way deeper than you think it is. Or like Born This Way, I always say like the greatest written song ever. Like period. Like. But it's so poppy that it's gonna work. Like even if you don't know what it's about, it works.
It's the type of shit where like it was some type of event she did, and I want to say she sung Bad Romance in like a
acoustic.
It wasn't really based the feeling of acoustic, but it was just more dramatic.
It was stripped down,
and it make you be like, oh my fucking god, like that was an amazing song, but it was like hidden in a pop package, so you couldn't really tell. But she killed it.
Oddly. I prefer that Gaga. Like, I like pop Gaga. I don't like the stripped down.
Joanne Gaga?
Nah, shit's whack. Trash. Like, completely. Give me what you are. Like, that's the thing about it. Is like, once you are who you are, like, Beyonce she'll make the same records, but they're in the same vein. Like, I don't hear many Beyonce songs outside
like she got a brand, and she kind of, like, stick with her brand.
Women. I'm in love. Women, let's dance. Give you a ballad. I might do some eclectic type of shit here and there, but that ain't even my shit. I'm just hop on this guy's song to let you know I'm still Beyonce. I might do an Ed Sheeran feature, but once you get Beyonce, you know you're gonna get a song for the club. You're gonna get a song that have females.
A cleanup song.
Like it's give us who you. I think that's why Beyonce is Beyonce. Like she the only artist and she grows. I can't say she's making the same song sometimes, but she really is. She's growing. So that's where artists get fucked up. Like Gaga, you can't drop a fucking acoustic album and be like, and they always hit you with this is my best work yet. Like this, I put my all into this type of shit.
This is the way I think of it. Like, cause to me, like Gaga, I put her or not that I put her, but like, there's the people that you were talking about that create out of like hurt and pain and trouble, and I feel like she's one of those people, and I think those people, they question themselves more, so I feel like it's more of a like, I don't like that stuff, I need to do something different, where for us, we love it, like we would love if you just, you know, did what you did, but then that's also put them in a box, and I think with like,
I don't think you could be an artist
and
not be put in a box if you're commercial.
I don't really like art pop.
Me neither. Go ahead.
But what I can appreciate about Joanne is that, like, she literally, like, you know, we know her as pop, but she did, like, a country song. She did, like, a soulful ballad.
Bro, she's from New York.
I mean, yeah, I know.
It's not even authentic.
I know, but, like, for what I, like, you know, forget the authenticity, forget, like, you know, if the song is a hit or not. Like, vocally, like, that's a challenge to, like, go from, like, I don't know, the pop songs that she usually does. I mean, obviously she can always sing. She always, like, you know, does good with the vocals. But I feel like it was more of a challenge of, like...
And if that's what she needed to get out, whatever, if that's the creativeness she had to create, I can't be mad at that just from an artist standpoint. But as a fan standpoint, I'm like...
I get it.
Nah, that ain't the one. And as a fan, you should be able to say that about artists. I'm pretty sure you don't dislike any Beyonce album, but... I'm pretty sure it's something that she probably did. You be like, I ain't really feeling that. Come back again. Like, Give me something else. Like, I don't think that should be a problem.
The crazy part though is my least like Beyonce album is still a great ass album.
I Am Sasha Fierce.
Nah, mine is Be There.
You crazy.
I totally understand. I totally understand your
man.
response, but for me, like B-Day is.
I appreciate it. Like, I love like really smash hits. Like I think that's what makes a pop star pop. Like those people like that, like Beyonce. Like look at Michael Jackson. Thriller ain't nothing but smashes every single song. You know how hard it is to create, even if it's only 9. B-Day was 9 songs, just on the standard edition. To create 9 or 10 songs that's just all smashes.
That's why I said it's hard for me because my least favorite Beyonce album is still a great ass album.
Probably her best album. Well,
I don't know.
I had an argument with somebody over Lemonade being her best album. And I was like, nah.
Lemonade seemed like an album of circumstance. Like
she had no choice.
Yes.
Given her situation.
Yeah, like it was one of those things. Like it was her Joanne basically.
But you see how she can.
She still flipped it to be more than just more than just like I'm letting this stuff out. Like it's still like taken as a commercial situation.
I don't know. I don't even think Lemonade my top 3 for Beyonce albums.
No.
Because I don't think it has much replay value for me.
I get it. The only reason why
I'm not putting on Lemonade now.
No, I get it. Like the only reason why B-Day is like you know how you say you don't like Happy Mary J. Blige.
And unless it's I'm fine. But yeah, I don't.
Like to me it's like that. Like Lemonade for me has replay value because like if I want to like I don't know ruminate on like something I've went through like that, then it becomes a cleanup album. You know what I mean? Like I can always, it's something that I can always relate to.
And you're a woman.
Yeah, that's why I think the difference. Like I can see Lemonade not having a replay value for you, but I mean
6-inch Hill, whatever the fuck it's called. 6-inch Hill. That song's amazing. Fuck it. I mean, it's amazing records on there.
Yeah, it's just how you fit, how they make you fit.
I haven't listened to B-Day. Lemonade since.
No, I get it, and I can totally understand that. But for me, like B-Day is like happy Beyonce to me, and like it's cool. And
I think Beyonce flourishes better in happy music.
I think it's because you're a man and you feel like all her songs are man bashing.
No, because Single Ladies is a definite man bashing. Fuck, majority of songs on B-Day is a man bash. Anything that she has is a man bashing song. No matter, I can't even think of a Beyonce happy song that ain't man bashing. I can't. But I think that's her pocket. Like, I think Beyonce makes great happy music. Like, her ballads are the ones, her sadder songs, I don't think, maybe Listen and Resentment.
Maybe it might be a gender, or we need to open this up to our listeners, because I don't.
Not Beyonce fans, though. We need some, like, people who just like music. Because Beyonce fans gonna love everything.
That's true.
Like,
I think Beyonce has songs that are more digestible, but I feel like Beyonce is like the songs you know her for are like those are the ones that create the Beyonce stands.
Would you consider Beyonce a deep artist?
No. Because to me, even when she is deep, it's calculated.
It seems fake.
I wouldn't say fake.
To me.
Yeah, I get it. My thing, it just seems calculated. Because, like, take Lemonade, like, it feels like she's gone through that stuff before, but she's not going through it when she puts out the album.
She definitely went through that
stuff. Like, it feels very calculated to me. Like, it's very, like, I'm not going to talk about this shit when I'm actually going through it, because I'm not that vulnerable. I'm not that transparent. But I will figure out a way to package it so you can, like, digest it later.
Where does she go from here?
I ask that all the time, but she always goes somewhere. I don't know. She go to Ed Sheeran route. I hate that, by the way. And I'm a really big Beyonce fan, but I was driving the car and heard 2 different.
Oh, that just means the album's coming. She letting you know. Yeah, I guarantee Beyonce drops an album before April. I guarantee you.
I wouldn't be surprised. And Beyonce has this thing where she has to prove things to people. So I think this would be her, like, proving, like, yeah, bitch, I can have twins and, like, come back and still kill
We know she could do that.
I know, but Beyonce, like, or not just Beyonce, but people like that, they have this thing inside where
Oh,
they do that to themselves.
She's
like,
good. She's showing y'all, yeah. She's showing the public. She got on that fucking Spanish record, the Ed Sheeran record.
Yeah.
She's letting you know something's coming. Only reason I say April because she's performing at Coachella in April.
Yeah.
Something's coming.
It's spelled Mi Gente, but it's pronounced Miente. But that's like my, what you call it, my guilty pleasure.
That song sucks.
Like, I love that song in the
That song sucks.
Cause it's just for dancing. Like, what sucks about it? Cause you think you, I don't even know what they saying. What sucks about it?
The same way those Kesha songs suck to you.
You feel like it's an easy formula? That's
Easy.
What you're saying?
Simple. Like, that one has to work. It
it
didn't take no brain power to create that one. It was just like pop.
But the difference though is like it's a genre of music, and I think that like right now, like we've taken that genre of music and like turned it into like it's like what's that Drake song?
All of them.
Nah.
Passion Fruit.
Controller. Like and what's his name?
Tory Lanez.
Is it Tory Lanez?
Who redid it?
Nah.
Tiger.
No. Somebody else writing like Caribbean sounded songs. It starts with a B. What's his name?
Beyonce.
No. Anyway, basically what I was saying is I think you feel like, well, not you, whatever. I can see how it could be. I can see how you can think that it's a formula because right now
it is a formula.
Hold on, let me finish. Because the Caribbean sounding stuff is a thing now, but like Caribbean music and soca music was a thing way before like American artists started using it for their formula. So to me, it's
come on now.
It's stereotypical soca music. Like that's that music. So I don't look at it as a corny formula. Like that's what they do. They
once it hit the American mainstream, it's corny. Like it's a fucking reggae is a genre over there, or blase blase a genre here. But once it's put into the American database and it becomes corny.
But
like I get what it.
If Drake takes a song and puts a Caribbean vibe to it, it's not corny.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's absolutely corny.
Okay. That was my only thing.
That's why I don't think fucking Passion Fruit perform as well as fucking One Dance or Controller.
Oh yeah, One Dance.
Because it's like, okay, we see what you're doing. Like, we get it. Like, and Passion Fruit's a fucking amazing record. But how many of those do we need to hear? Like, we in a fucking, it feel like it's fucking 2001 again. Like, Sean Paul is about to, like, that era when it was just all that era.
What I was about to
and reggaeton all in a pot. Like,
what I was about to say is if you're in the club and me just say, come on, like, you going off. But I guess that's kind of all the pop, what you call it. But as a dancer, that's just my, like, guilty pleasure. Like, I low-key love that song.
True. Only pop shit
even
I
when
really
Beyonce,
accept is...
Because I heard it before Beyonce was on it. A lot of people did.
True.
Like, 1, 2, 3, and then just fucking break out to dance. Like, maybe it's just the dancer in me. I don't know.
I was about to say.
Like, I can't not dance to it when it comes to it.
As a song level, though.
As a song level, I don't understand what the fuck they saying. So I they could be talking about assisted suicide, bro. Like, I don't.
Logic 2.0.
I don't even know what fucking Vigente means. Yeah, so.
I just hate corny pop music. That's why I hate your boy.
It's not pop though.
Yeah, that's not the number one song in the country. It's pop. It's no way of getting around that. Like, I know we were just talking about categorizing shit, but it's pop. Like, it's the number one song in the country. It's pop.
So your definition of pop is just popular music.
Yeah, that's what the fucking definition of pop is.
Yeah, but pop has also grown into.
And you're right. Like the genre of pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that too. That's why it works so well on pop radio.
I think it's a genre of soca, and it went to popular music, and that's the only way I can say it's pop.
If Beyonce on it, if Beyonce jumped on it, it's pop. Beyonce ain't just jumping on.
But if you listen to the song,
Ed Sheeran,
if you listen to the sonics of the song, though, it's more
Magenta.
hip hop than pop as a
Don't
musical
disrespect.
genre.
Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect.
Or rap.
No. I heard that.
I'm saying the
It's
sonics.
no,
if we talk about the
with
fucking
sonics.
drums, like if we talk about the drums, it's more
It's
like,
no boom boom bap, boom 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 bap. It's not. That's not in it.
That's why I said rap. That's when you say that to me, that's hip hop and not rap. But you also think it's the same thing. I don't know.
I think hip hop is a genre. Rap is the skill. Is a form in the genre. Like hip hop is a genre. I think rap is what you do when you're in hip hop. I don't think rap is a. Even though they made it like pop, like a category, like
so stuff can be a noun and a verb at the same time.
I mean, once they make it, like look at rap and pop, I guess. Like
true. And this may I'm not putting this on the world or anything besides like my own definition, but to me, rap is like the pop side of hip hop. Like to me, hip hop is like MC, like the way it used to be.
But you can't say he's master of ceremony and.
I know.
He's rapping.
That's why I said I think rap is a noun and a verb. I think if I'm thinking about it as a noun, it's like the more mainstream side of hip hop.
And if we talk about that, if just going off the way you look at it, hip hop don't even exist.
True.
Like no more. Like that don't even exist. Like it's not even a thing. If we're going off. J. Cole just had a verse said.
Jump off a kid.
No. Shit's so big it's like a foot is in your mouth. Like whoa, what? It's like yeah.
True. I don't know. But I don't know. I just can't. It doesn't, as a genre, it doesn't feel like pop to me. Formula wise, yeah, maybe pop. But
That shit's pop, dude. There's no way around that. I get what you're saying. Like the genre of it is something. What did you just say? Yeah, but it's pop. It's probably pop in their genre too. Like they're probably like, because I don't know people who listen, but they're probably looking at that song like that's the most poppiest. What's the genre? Soca music we ever heard.
I think it would be like,
like they probably don't even like that. Like purists.
I think soca
people probably don't even like that song.
I think it would be soca is the pop of Caribbean music.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah. Caribbean's probably. Come on, bro, get that shit out of here.
I can see that.
That's probably exactly how they look at it. Just as the way we look at Logic, stupid ass song.
I talked to somebody about that on Facebook.
No.
But somebody was like, I guess, I don't know.
He saved that life?
No. On the East Coast, I guess it was the first time they heard it, but they was like, why is there a song that's saying, I just want to die today or whatever? And so all these people was on their joint like, oh my gosh, I love that song. It's such a great thing for life or whatever. And my thing is like, fuck all that. My thing is, at the end of the day, if this song is in your head, you're thinking, I just want to die today. Like, that's
at the end of the song,
so to me, it's still, I get it, but I don't care. Like, it's still creepy. That's not the part that somebody sings if it's stuck in their head, because believe me, it's been stuck in their head.
No, they're going to sing, I just want to die.
Yeah, like, that's the main, shit.
All my friends are dead.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at the end of the day, and this is what I wrote on the Facebook shit, was like, at the end of the day, that shit's still weird, B. I don't want to hear
That's the only part my mother
did. I know. It was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, I can't believe, like, nobody was really understanding where he was coming from.
I get the point of the record.
Yeah, but we're not stupid. I get it. Like, but I just don't want to hear it. Like, this shit creeps me out, for real. Like,
why are you so sad?
Completely
it's
honest.
Tough being black and
Logic
white.
had the fastest fucking arc of an artist. Like, you just get on and now he depressed and like, and not to say because of the song he's depressed, but they was talking about how he's coping with fame and stuff. Like, nigga, you barely on. Bro. Like, you barely on.
Eminem's mother sued him, B.
Like,
for $10 million.
Status. I don't want to hear it.
And I don't think he probably is. He's not that big though. He's not.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, nigga, you at B level. You at B level.
Yeah, like you're not even. To me, you're not even high up
close to A-
like,
though,
be jaded yet. You're not high enough to be jaded yet. Like you don't get that. Like,
and that's kind of fucked that we could say that about somebody.
It is, but it's true.
It's the truth. Speaking of music, let's just get into this.
Yeah,
We're gonna. The Grammy nominations came out. I told you this back in June or July that I think Jay-Z album should win Album of the Year, like completely. Jay-Z's nominated for Album of the Year. Kendrick Album of the Year. Childish Gambino, Album of the Year, against Bruno Mars and Lorde.
It's funny that you put the 3 against the 2.
Yeah.
I did that?
Yeah.
Basically.
You said the 3 and then you said against Bruno Mars.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that. My bad.
It's tight. No, it's not bad. It's like that's how you see it.
Me personally, Bruno's definitely gonna take that. I think you can get better than 24 Magic. Those 2 songs off that CD alone were smashes. 24 Karat Magic, the song, and That's What I Like. That's like a girl's wet dream. Like if a girl can make, if you like as a girl, what's the song you would want to hear? She would come up with something like, that's what I like, that's what I like. What girl don't like that song? But anyway, if we're going off just art level, Jay-Z should definitely win that album of the year.
That's true.
But then he's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award.
He is?
Yeah. So I don't know if they can, I don't know how many awards could he win along with that.
Politics.
If he wins them all?
Yeah.
I was telling Derek, I was like, what if he win them all? He was like, I'm not watching the Grammys again. Because like,
and I don't even think. Sorry, real quick. I don't think Jay-Z buy enough into the Grammys for them to.
Oh, you think he ain't pull no strings this year when he's saying,
he's not
if you want me to show up for that Lifetime Achievement Award, I'm winning Album of the Year.
I get that.
Give Kendrick the rap album, but this one gets weird because in the rap category, for rap album of the year, it's Jay-Z versus Kendrick versus Tyler versus Migos versus Rhapsody.
Rap? Oh shit.
Remember we had the conversation a couple months back when you were like, females got to be overly sexualized to be, and I was telling you that times are changing, and fucking Rhapsody is nominated for rap album of the year.
The only thing though is like, it's a lot of people who don't know who Rhapsody is or didn't.
Let me get to my second point.
Okay, go ahead.
Q-Tip comes out after the day that the Grammy nominations are told, and he's spazzing on Instagram or whatever. Like, what the fuck, B? The last Tribe album? Why the fuck we ain't nominated? Y'all had us out there perform last year. This is the fucking last Tribe album. And then like, I put the Tribe album up against anything in that category. I wholeheartedly agree with him. Then he goes on to say something like, yo, Knife, what the fuck happened? I ain't come to the blah, blah, blah like y'all wanted me to, so now this what happened? Boom. Knife Wonder, Rhapsody's Knife Wonder's artist.
Right.
So it got me thinking like, it's like, how the fuck Rap? No, she has an amazing album, don't get me wrong. But just like you said, who the fuck is Rhapsody? Like, you probably couldn't even think of a face when I say that, right?
No, and I know about it.
Yeah. So I was thinking like, whoa, if Knife Wonder has some type of pull on the Grammy committee, maybe that's why Rhapsody got nominated. I'm like, because it's kind of weird. Like, then I was telling Derek, I was like, bruh, if you work for the Grammy organization and on my first album that wasn't fucking Get Rich or Die Trying,
right.
and I get nominated for Rap Album of the Year against Jay-Z, Kendrick, Migos deserve to be there, but like, people might look at it a little weird. Like, and she got nominated for like a rap song of the year or something I never even. So I was thinking like, oh, just politics as usual. That nigga pulled the strings and got his artist nominated.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fucked up because like Tip said, nigga, this the last Tribe album. It ain't no more. Fife's dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's done. Like,
yeah. So
for not, and to have us up there last year performing, and then just not nominate us at all for nothing? Ed Sheeran didn't get nominated either this year.
That's crazy.
Fucking insane.
Like a big ass.
The Shape of You didn't get nominated for nothing?
He's been killing the game. Like, he got mad singles like up there at once.
But yeah, off that, my real point was, okay, back to Jay-Z. If you could give Kendrick Rap Album of the Year, right? Boom. He won it 2 years ago. For the Butterfly. Give Kendrick the Rap Album of the Year. But Jay-Z has to win Album of the Year if Bruno Mars don't win it. But then I was thinking, okay, if Jay-Z do win Album of the Year, how can you say his rap album is not better than Kendrick's?
Politics.
No.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that Jay-Z can win up. And he got nominated for songs. There's no way he can.
Album of the Year. It takes into account all the albums, like including rap albums.
Yeah, so Kendrick loses. So you saying like rapping-wise, like it's good. So you're saying rapping-wise, Kendrick album's better, but overall
if you look
album.
at it like this, if like okay, so if the Kendrick is more important to rap, but like Jay-Z's is more important to life, like it's way more to talk about than just like the elements of rap with Jay-Z's album. Like it gets you like a discussion going on like bigger stuff than rap. Like maybe I don't know if that's a thing.
That's true.
why it would be like album of the year, not rap album of the year.
Do you think Kendrick Lamar raps better than Jay-Z?
I can't say that he does. I can't say that he does.
Technically, possibly. Like,
That's
just from a technical standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like the young bull. Like, it's like Tyson looking at Ali and all the greats before he becomes. Of course, you're going to be better in a way, technically.
Jay-Z to me, sorry.
Go ahead, no, go ahead.
Jay-Z to me is like that. I don't know, like if you look at him like lawyers, like, whatchamacallit, Kendrick can go in and be like, so you did this, blah, 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 and like, you know, get somebody to like, you know, go against themselves. But like Jay-Z can go in and be like, so you blah, blah, like he don't have to da-da-da-da-da to like to.
Yeah, he don't have to prove
effective.
that no more. Kendrick is still in the era of like,
yeah,
I gotta prove that I could really rap. Jay-Z did that fucking 10 albums ago.
Like Jay-Z is so good, he can do in 10 words what Kendrick Lamar would have to do in like 30.
Yeah, absolutely right. And just to give Jay-Z another tap on the shoulder, he's defying the odds. He's the one-on-one. He's the first rapper to be 47, release a rap album, critically acclaimed, some consider his best work, and he has at least 5 classics besides that.
Yeah.
Like, just held as classics to the hip-hop world. But he's defying the odds because how many fucking 47-year-olds you listening to? Rappers. Like, you ain't listening to Rakim. Funny part is, Jay-Z's the same age as, like, Big Daddy Kane.
Crazy.
So, like...
Crazy.
And with this album, I think... You know, as a Jay-Z fan, I hear his personal shit all the time because I really study his work, but... He reached a whole new plateau. This nigga he's talking about his wife, he's talking about his kids, he's talking about legacy, the black man. And Kendrick does all this stuff already. Like, every political thing that Jay-Z could talk about, Kendrick's already touched on, which is... But we expect it from Kendrick.
Yeah.
We don't expect that from Jay-Z. Like, we don't expect Jay-Z to... You can hear his pain in 444, the song.
Yeah.
Like, and what if my children knew? You risk all that for, like, you risk that for Blue? Like you can hear it. Like, the word's not even rhyming.
Nah, exactly.
Like, you could just hear the pain. Him talking about his mother being a lesbian. Jay-Z would never talk about that, ever. Like, and just hearing him even discuss how the songs were created. And I mean, I said not going to end. No ID with those beats? Jesus fucking Christ. Like, just from that aspect, art-wise, he should win Album of the Year over Bruno Mars. Because Bruno Mars didn't do nothing but make a cover album.
That's true.
This nigga just made Moore's Day and the Time songs over again. Like,
that's true.
He didn't do anything new. Like, it's literally, you could listen to a Moore's Day record, listen to like, what's the joint? 93, 11. It's like, it's the same shit. Like, exactly. That's what I like could be a fucking Teddy Riley song back in the 90s. Like, easy.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they specifically did that. Like, that was the point of that.
Yeah.
Like,
so, just off that aspect, I think Jay-Z should win Album of the Year, but just off political, if Laura wins, Jesus Christ, I might never.
I'd be real upset.
I wouldn't even know what to think, but that's my take on the Browns.
You should be on the Grammy team. I don't know, the thing with Rhapsody, I didn't think about that, but that makes a lot of sense if Ninth has...
And no one's saying anything about
I know, if he has stakes, he basically has stakes in Rhapsody. He doesn't have stakes in fucking... Tribe, so I can see that being a thing. And like, if she does win, like, it'll be... It feels like to me the first time in a long time. I don't think so. But if she does, it would seem to me, even the fact that she's even nominated is like the first time in a long time that like Grammy fake cared about like the actual artistry and not the politics. I wouldn't be as upset, but it'd still be politics.
Mama told me not to sell words.
Because it would be more about like influence, like,
I mean,
popular influence.
I mean, yeah. Could you imagine a year without Bad and Bougie?
No, I can't. That's what I'm saying.
Bad and Bougie should definitely win Rap Record of the Year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad.
But it's up against Bodak Yellow. SZA is nominated in like 5 categories too. One for Best New Artist. She might.
And I like what she.
They're gonna make Khalid win it though. They're not gonna get that to delete. But I think SZA should win that.
I do too, and I like she wrote up something about it, like basically just talked about like the process she went through mentally, like how she just always used to question herself and like not think her shit was good, and then she's not made it.
She said something else that she don't even like this album.
Right.
Like she don't like, and then that got me thinking. Like as an artist, you write certain shit and it's kind of personal. And then sometimes you don't want it to be the image that image might not be you. Like even though you wrote it, it just might not be what you want to be presented. So like even right now, she's not okay. Right now she's probably considered as the side chick superhero.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to be affiliated with that at all. But I can also see her label like, yo, like them meeting up and be like, yeah, like this definitely got to work. Like, and it worked. And I'm pretty sure the label, because she said the album she made before this, the one that didn't come out, was way better than this. But she's the artist, I was going to say.
I was about to say, that's the artist thing.
So I was in a dilemma like, oh, do you get mad at the label? Or do you like, you were right in a way? Even though you still don't want this image to be your image, but it really worked.
I think it depends on how important the art is to you. Whether you get mad at it.
Because it's not bad art. It's not compromised art.
It's not. That's true.
But the image of it, I can see how a female wouldn't want that to be her image. Well, in that case,
I wouldn't. I would be like, you was right.
True.
Because, like, where I get what you're saying, like, it's not how she want to be portrayed, but, like, all of us have those thoughts from time to time.
Yeah.
Like, you might get, pull your bootstraps up and get to a point where, like, the type of mindset you should be in, but, like, I don't think she should be mad at that just because, like, I think she felt that at some point in time.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
That's why I connect so well.
It's realer than a lot of stuff.
Weekend works because it connects so well. Love Galore works because it connects so well. Supermodel is nominated for a Grammy. I would want that to win. That song's amazing. Like, what? It was something else I was thinking about.
I like it. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see, like, because I feel like the Grammy feels the flack that they've been getting. One thing
they did is it's the first year where basically like it's little white artists like for the big awards.
Huh?
Like it's a lack of white artists
for
the big awards. Like if you look at the album of the year, you got 3 black people and a fucking Hawaiian against 1 white girl. It's never. Now if she wins, you'll know why. But that's unheard of in the Grammys. Like song of the year, records of the year, full of black people. Cardi B.
But are they gonna do?
Yellow.
Are they gonna do the like, gotcha black people thing that they always do? Like they fake give us diversity and then just go with what they was gonna go with in the first place.
We'll have to see.
Okay.
Because on the other hand, this year hip hop and rap is the biggest genre. Period. Like like stat wise.
True,
like the streaming shit changed everything. It let them know that shit.
Rap is
like you couldn't ignore it.
Yeah.
Ignore it anymore. Like to have a show without black people primarily the artists there right now would be who would they get there? Kesha? Like that was they barely slipped Lord in there. I don't even know. I haven't heard a Lord song all this year. I don't know how that slipped in the category.
Right now, but
for album of the year? Yeah. Who the fuck listen? But Beck did win over Beyonce.
That's true.
No, I still haven't heard Beck album.
That's true.
Adele did win over Beyonce.
But I could.
And 25 wasn't nowhere near better than Lemonade.
True.
Yeah. I just don't want to hear white people be like, oh, you should have got this award. Again, like what Macklemore did with Kendrick or what Adele did with Beyonce. Bitch, shut up. That's what white people do. Like
it's white guilt.
It ain't even real guilt, because then you still uphold Adele higher, because it's like, oh, look at her. She actually admitted that she shouldn't have won. So it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's a good mindfuck. Like, to me, it'd be like, you looked at as the hero. If the person that wins the award say, I shouldn't have this, they still get more credit than the person who they.
You always look at stuff like that.
I got to.
No, I get it. I think it's a good perspective. But when I see that,
and she might be genuine.
What I see that, I think the thing that makes it ingenuine to me is that it's white guilt. Like I think they feel guilty. Otherwise, you would just take your fucking award and leave. Like I don't think.
That's the problem.
Those people that think like, oh, she's so nice because she said.
Is it worse not to acknowledge it?
Huh? I mean, acknowledge it if you really care, but I think you acknowledge if you care about it, then that by default says you feel guilty. True.
I just don't believe like anything done in the public eye is probably not real. Like if she gets on stage and win her award and say, Beyonce, you should have got this, or Macklemore Instagrams the text message him and Kendrick were exchanging.
I think that's a little different.
Like. It's corny because now you're looking for recognition. You could.
She already got the recognition. She got the award.
That's my point. No, but it's bigger than that. If Adele says,
oh, she don't want the people that's like, she don't want the Kanyes to come after her, so she.
And she knows, like you said, her white privilege. White people know. Like she know.
Okay.
Adele walked into that building last year probably thinking like, I'm gonna win this award. I know I shouldn't have it. Like, and for her to win for fucking 25, are you fucking kidding? Like, she had one hit record off that whole CD, off her comeback CD. It was just Hello. Beyonce created a whole fucking. She stopped the world. World stopped. Like Lemonade dropped, and it stopped shit. That's the shit that should win Album of the Year. That's why Thriller wins. That's why Miseducation of Lauryn Hill wins. That's why Back to Black wins. That's why these shit stopped shit like completely. That's why Speakerboxxx Love Below wins. Shit unheard of. A group. I wish the fucking Beatles did Speakerboxxx Love Below. They would have, if they would have thought about that, like it was the 60s, so they weren't even thinking like this. If they would have thought, all of us can make solo albums, and all their solo albums were released on the Beatles label. Yeah. If they would have packaged a John Lennon solo album, a Paul McCartney, a Ringo, a George Harrison solo album,
that would have killed the game.
That would have been fucking amazing.
I think the Beatles are like one of the few groups where like
they could have did it.
Yeah, and like what I was gonna say, the fan base for each separate one was like equal. Like a lot of times with the fucking groups, it's always like the one person it's like every
bitches love Ringo too.
Yeah, like just yeah.
Like it would have worked. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Speakerboxxx Love Below is an amazing concept. Even though a lot of people might not listen to Speakerboxxx aspect of it, and Love Below probably sold it. But
either way,
the idea of like we're a group, but it's 2 solo albums packaged as just an Outkast album. Fucking whoever thought of that is a fucking genius, yo. And you go down and you sell more records because it's a double disc. So when a person buys a double disc album, it counts as 2 albums. So that's why they can go diamond. Like so if they sell 5 million, they actually selling 10 million because it's 2 CDs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wanted to, not a joke, like I always love your music take. Like you need a separate show. Like talk about all the music stuff. Like you always have very good opinions about that. I wanted to kind of close it up on this, but that black man, white man rap, and I call it that, it's funny because that's how my mom told me about it. Like, have you seen the black man, white man rap? Or whatever, and it was funny because like neither one of us saw the full video, but like my mom kind of recounted to me like the
it's another way
of it. Stuff gets
like
people
the always get
thing.
more attention than the black person. It's literally
No, you can go. I was about to say what you thought it was.
I seen the clip, right? It was a clip.
Yeah, or like a picture. Like
no. Like we.
Oh yeah. It was
a clip. It was a clip.
It was just the white dude part.
And at first I was like, whoa.
Like, he thought it was just the white dude saying that and the black dude listening. Like, that's what he thought the whole video
was. I was about to say, we fucked up as a world. Like, I thought the white... You know what video I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I thought the white guy... I just saw a piece of his part, and he was saying shit like, like...
slaves no more.
Yeah, how y'all gonna talk about slaves? Y'all ain't slaves no more type shit, or y'all kill each other type shit. And I was like, my mouth was just open the whole time, no homo. And I was just like...
Pause.
And I was just looking at it like, oh shit, this is where we at. Like, I was really taken back until Tanya like further explained it to me. Like, and then the black guy raps too.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then I got mad again because I was like, ain't this a bitch? The fucking white guy part is the only thing that's gonna, like, when I scroll Instagram and social media, I just see him with the Trump hat. I don't even know it's a black guy. What's the black guy? Who is he? Like,
yeah, I don't know. My mom was
It's kinda
saying,
crazy to
this
me.
might explain it, but obviously I didn't see the full video, so I can't say. But she said the only thing that made her mad is that she felt like the white dude killed it more than the black dude, like just from a rap standpoint. Maybe that's why, I don't know.
You said something else too. It was something, you didn't say that exact words. It was something when I still thought it was the bad message, and you were like, you said something like, my mother likes it, or like, my mother thinks it's a good message. And I was like, I wouldn't put that on shelf like that. Like, if you're speaking for her, please don't let that be what you
like
say.
Before he knew, like, you know, the gist of the video, like I said something about like how she thought like it was great for like social awareness.
I was like,
he was like, how the fuck is like a white dude saying that great for social awareness?
I was like, your mother done sold out.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. But basically, it's like what white people always wanted to say, what black people wanted to say to them. They have a discussion and then they're like on the same side by the end.
But
like,
being though it's white America, we just gonna see the white guy's part.
Yeah, we had a question we was talking about when we talked about it, but it was like, how do we feel about I just take the one line. I think that's maybe what we was talking about, but like
white people actually saying shit like that?
Basically, yeah. And if we want an example, we could talk about him saying that like why you keep bringing up slavery when you weren't a slave yourself.
You know, any of those humans who think like that, I just feel weird about. Cause like I told you, my fucking great grandmother parents were slaves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that far removed. So when you say things like, y'all ain't slaves, so what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. Like, nigga, don't ever disrespect
your plight.
Don't disrespect my ancestors.
Yeah.
Like, and that too, like, nigga, you don't even know what you're saying right now. Like, to say, I don't know, it's just weird to me. Like, don't tell me how to react to shit that I should be reacting to.
That's my thing.
Like, dude, we were slaves 2 ancestors ago. Like, my great-grandmother probably still felt some effects of slavery. I'm pretty sure my grandfather probably still felt some effects of slavery, even though we lived in that D.C. area. So it was kind of, I guess it was all right. It ain't as worse as Mississippi, but...
Yeah, because, and then I was talking about, like...
I don't know how I feel about that.
Like, my thing is, like, I don't like when white people say that, or, like, you keep playing the slavery card. Like, they're fortunate enough to, like, there are barely any residual effects on them, like, when it comes to slavery. For us,
what's that
we
bad
have
part?
to fight that they can be connected to racism, or like
but they
that
are
they
racist.
can be connected.
But go ahead, finish your point.
But like with black people, like it's the Willie Lynch letter.
It's the systematic.
It's the systematic version, like how we view ourselves. Like the whole
it's way deeper than Nino Brown.
Basis of slavery is like they considered us 3/5 of human. Like we were fucking cattle. So like don't expect us after like 2-3 ancestor fucking removed to like. And look at ourselves the way we should look at ourselves, because we started off thinking we was fucking cattle, like 3/5 of like it's residual effects on black people from slavery. So because you didn't go through that side, you don't get to say like what we get upset about or not.
Yeah.
I had something else, but you can finish.
It was I was watching Dave Chappelle joint again, and he was talking about I think it was gay rights or some shit like that, and he was saying like. He's basically saying like how trans had it worse because it's harder for people to think of gay people as being like regular people in a way, but a transgender is something that's totally brand new to the brain of a human and shit. But he was just saying like basically slavery and like gayness and shit. He was like, yeah, y'all pushing. Dave Chappelle's funny. He's gonna say it in a funny way, but under all his humor, it's always some real shit. Yeah. He was like, I want gay people to have equal rights, blah, 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 blah. But slow down. Like, y'all gonna go so far, like, y'all trying to get rid of, like, he was talking about his wife's friend and how his wife gay friend was like, they should get rid of, they're trying to get rid of husband and wife. And he like, whoa, slow down. Like, pump your brakes. Like, I know what you're fighting for, baby. He was like, he was also saying, like, how the fuck gay people progress faster than fucking black people equal rights? And he was like, nigga, If you don't remember, slavery was abolished in what?
1861.
In fucking what is it? What's the W versus W.E. Du Bois? The school shit? Like, what's the shit that when they?
Oh, civil rights.
When they wouldn't allow the black, when they first allowed black kids to go to school.
Jim Crow laws.
Is it Jim Crow? No, it's not Jim Crow.
They're talking about
the actual
the case.
The case
versus board education. Somebody.
It's not W.E. Du Bois versus something.
It's Brown versus education.
Yeah,
there we go.
Board,
He was like, nigga, that happened in like 60 something. Like, if slavery was abolished in 18 something, and we were still feeling like harsh punishment in 1960 something, bro. And it's 2017, and we still fighting for something that's like, that's kind of crazy.
It's nuts, but it's like that. Like, quick, forget about that shit because we don't want to be associated with it. But like, you just are like. But that's what I was gonna get to. Like, I feel the only thing to me that's good with the white man, black man rap, whatever, is because technically it's a smaller version of what we're going through already. Like, it's where it's where us black people, we still knew it was people like Trump. We still knew it was people that like had the same thoughts that the white dude rapper. Yeah, like we thought that it was like nuanced, but like we didn't think it went away. We knew that this stuff was out. So to me, I think the only way we can like get past it, and obviously we still have like a really, 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 really far way to go, is to have conversations like this and like to be able to put your shit out on the table, you know, like and to not get upset, like. Because I think a lot of the times, like, if you look at Facebook, like, all the people, like, Trump has created, like, so many, like, you know, people knocking, you know, heads together about the shit. But, like, nobody wins, like,
family feuds.
Basically, like, nobody wins if, like, I'm going to tell you how I feel, I'm going to tell you how I feel, you stupid, we just not going to talk to each other. Like, to me, that does nothing. So if you can have a conversation with somebody that feels that way and, like, not to say that you can't be upset, because obviously it's something to be upset with that, but like to have just a real discussion and get like make some actual progress. I feel like that type of stuff is the only way that we're gonna get to that. And we gotta hear the dumb shit like, you know, you ain't a slave, so why you have a problem? And then it takes the black man to say, well, this is why we have a problem. Not like, you stupid ass cracker, you know what I mean? Like, to me that don't get us nowhere. You know what I mean? We've tried that, it don't fucking work. So like, I am open to these type of discussions. And like I said, I didn't hear the whole thing, but obviously I can, you know, deduct what the type of stuff that was said and like the type of responses, whatever. But yeah, we need those kind of conversations in a safe environment, and not a hostile environment, which is the way. That's usually what it is. It's a hostile environment. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Right. Since we're talking about systematic oppression, this is one last thing we can get the fuck out of here. The Detroit Lions are building a $100 million stadium.
How?
Detroit Lions, the city of Detroit is building a new stadium worth $100 million. Flip that. Detroit is one of the worst poverty-stricken cities in America.
City. Where are they getting the money
And Flint,
from?
Michigan ain't that far from.
That's true.
So
you know, they said that it was 22 bodies that made the water go bad in Flint.
And we still didn't talk about slavery in is it Libya?
Oh yeah.
But they know.
Y'all know what's going on.
You know about that. Look it up. Do your Googles.
But yeah, anyway, I don't know where Detroit is getting its money from. That's
you know where the fuck they're getting the money from.
I don't.
Out of all these niggas' pockets.
Okay.
You know where they getting the money from. All them tax dollars.
Got it.
That they barely got.
I'm about to say, because, yeah.
I just thought that was sad.
That's nuts. But
sad,
but they flipped it like, but it's going to make so many jobs. But
bitch.
you ain't hiring them niggas.
How much you think we getting paid for concession stands at stadiums, nigga? $10 an hour?
Yeah.
To serve hot dogs, nigga?
But they don't think about the people they supposed to be hiring.
Nobody's becoming a millionaire off concession stands working them unless you own them.
Yeah, that's not doing.
But I just thought that was a sad thing.
Bitch, where? Like, where are you getting this money from? Sad.
I mean, where LA getting the money from that fucking beautiful stadium they building for the Chargers and Rams.
I think the other cities is making up for like what Inglewood don't have. But in Detroit, like, well, I guess they do. They have a rich side of Detroit, but
the niggas the rich people in Detroit live out on the outskirts of Detroit.
Yeah.
Eminem don't live in Detroit. That nigga live in Michigan on the outskirts.
Like another,
Like, it's like, you know, yeah.
Y'all get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an interesting. I like this show.
It was a good one. I thought it was gonna be bad because we was both starving, but
yeah. I said I was operating off of 40%. I didn't have my headphones.
She jumped to 100. She gonna crash after this.
Yeah. I'm tired of shit now that we even think about it.
And we still gotta watch The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and Shameless. Or Shameless over.
No.
But yeah, thank y'all for
personal lives
listening.
was good.
I know.
We put on the mic and shit.
We appreciate y'all. We definitely appreciate y'all. Don't forget. Go ahead.
And sorry for the.
Ficky.
No. I'm gonna say this so it can push us.
Okay. I know where you going with this.
Sorry for the delay on certain videos or uploading the videos for the podcast. We just like really busy. But
and we have a baby
and work. So
we're really going to try to get better.
Yeah, because we know the visuals really help.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of visuals, watch the ones that we do have out.
Yes, because those still good episodes, but we'll try to get this episode up for you.
Yeah.
And clips on the Instagram page. What's the page?
You can find them joints at ACK The Hero on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Yeah. But yeah, follow me personally at LTNYA on Instagram, at LTNYA_ on Twitter.
And follow me as Life is Tatum on Instagram and Twitter.
Right.
And that's it.
We out.
See? There you go.
I usually wait.